Hey traders, what's up? This is Matt with Conservative Trades. Hope everybody's doing all right today. A great start to the week here, ending the day up $180.91, probably right around, I don't know, 130, 140 after fees and commissions. You can see here there's a lot of green, guys, and a lot of this is due, I would say 90% of this is due to the pullback strategy that I have been trading and working on for quite some time now. So for those of you who are part of the live stream and your regular followers of the channel, you've heard plenty about this strategy. We broke it down even more today in today's live stream. But if you're new to the channel, or maybe if you don't join the live stream, but you do like to catch up on the recap videos, I'll try to break this down a little bit more and be a little bit more specific about what I'm looking for. And I'm going to take you through not all of these trades, but I'm going to take you through several of these trades, and I'm going to show you how well this strategy has been working out for me and how well it worked out for me today. Now, no strategy is 100% foolproof, right? I mean, you always have to be ready for when the trade idea is not working out. As a matter of fact, if you look here on WYNN, WYNN today, I had a very small win on WYNN, no pun intended, but I had a very small win on WYNN because it looked like it was not going to end up working out in my favor, and it actually didn't work out in my favor. And I'm glad I got out where I did, because basically I was able to pay for the trade and buy myself a Diet Coke, right? Or as somebody, one of our members in the live stream said, Coke Zero. I was able to come out, pay for the trade, and have enough left over to buy a Coke Zero, and I don't know, maybe a Snickers bar, right? So anyway, part of trading any strategy is, again, just knowing when it might not be working for you, and knowing when to get out, and knowing how to see when the story is starting to change. Now, I will say this out the gates here with this new pullback strategy I've been testing. Listen, I'm not trying to claim this, as my own here, okay? I know that, as a matter of fact, what even some of the guys were talking about in the live stream today, it's simply counter trend trading, or as one of the members in our chat said, or I should say, I keep calling them members. You don't really have to have a membership to be a part of the chat. I mean, it's free. It's right here on YouTube. You can come in any day. I mean, we trade live here on the channel Monday through Friday, beginning roughly around 9 a.m. You can just jump in. It's free. You don't have to have a membership. So I don't mean to keep saying members. If I slip up and say the word members, you know what I mean, right? But as one of the other guys in the chat was saying today, a contrarian trading strategy. But no matter what you call it, contrarian trading, counter trend trading, it is definitely in the family of that, I would like to say. But I don't know, because I don't follow every single day trading guru out there, but I don't know if there are other traders that are actually trading with the same exact specific set of criteria that I'm trading with this strategy that I'm formulating here. And so it would be interesting to know that, nonetheless. I'm not in this to try to, I'm not trying to put my signature on this, okay? I don't, I'm not trying to claim a strategy out there or anything. I really don't care, if it's a strategy that I have found that is working, and if there's 100 other day traders out there also trading the strategy, then fine. Even better, really, if you think about it, because all that tells me is that there's a lot of other traders that are also looking for moves like that, and that means that there's a greater likelihood that those trades are going to work out in my favor. Why? Because you want to follow the masses. You want to know what the masses are doing. Okay, so, but it would just be interesting. It would just be interesting to know if there are other day traders out there trading like this. And so I don't know, like I said, I don't know of every single day trader out there, but I'm sure with everybody who's watching this video, I'm sure maybe we all collectively would know, maybe, between all of us, maybe we all know 100 plus day traders out there. And so if you're watching this video and you just so happen to know somebody else who trades this same exact strategy with the same exact criteria, that would be interesting to know. So just let me know in the comments below. But here's what we're looking for, guys. I'll just start here on NIO. NIO was the first one. Well, it wasn't the first trade that I took, actually, but this is the first one that we'll go through. So you can see here now, let me get on the 2-minute chart, because this really works best on the 2-minute chart, I have found personally. But first of all, you've got to see a massive buy up, right? And after that massive buy up, you need to see a massive buy up off the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. Now, it also helped here on NIO that we were not only far extended off that 9 EMA, but we were also really far extended off VWAP. Okay, so that helped. And here's the thing with NIO. NIO is going to be a little bit different It didn't really fulfill all criteria. Why? Because there was no previous area of resistance. Now, I'm very, very careful about shorting into strong stocks where there's no previous area of resistance. And so the way that I handled this was simply just by making sure that I took an extra conservative share size, but it did still have to meet all this other criteria. Like I said, a nice huge buy up and a massive buy up on the 2-minute chart, have a massive couple of green candles that took it so far away off the 9 EMA that you know that it's going to get some kind of a pullback. But number one, took very conservative share size, and also got out very quickly. So that's kind of part of the criteria of trading on stocks that are strong, that have no previous area of resistance. You get in with small share size, because that gives you plenty of time. If that has another huge, massive buy-up candle, you can get in again, and it'll kind of be stress-free because you're not trading with too big of a share size, right? And then if it continues to go against you, well, you can just get out, and your loss won't be that big, right? But when there's no previous area of resistance, you definitely want to get out as quickly as possible. And look, this was a pretty quick trade, very quick trade. I was actually in and out within a minute, right? Less than a minute. And we made a quick $34. Okay, so that worked out really, really well. And you can see, just looking at my P&L, I mean, it's pretty much just looking for trades like that all day long. We can go back here on NVAX. This was another one. If you look here, what do we see here? We see a massive buy up, huge buy up off the 9 EMA. And I really expected for more of an explosive move, actually kind of what we see here. So I just went in with a very small share size, right? Very small share size, and I got a quick little pullback here, right? And that was a really good trade. And as a matter of fact, I actually kind of messed up. Okay, so that was the second time. That was the second time I got in. First time I got in was here right at the open, or it was a little into the open. It was nearing about 10 o'clock here, but I got in here. We had a massive buy up, and I look over and to the left. Now look at this first point of entry. What do we see back here? We're starting to get into some areas of resistance, and even back here we can see some places where there was it had acted as support. So I went ahead and just took my first little bit of shares here, and I went short here, and then I waited for a whole nother massive buy up, and I went short again here, and then I got back in on, or then I got my shares out on the pullback. I wish I had been a little more patient, because this could have actually been a much better move. But I went ahead and got out there. But again, then it happened over here again, and I took a little quick scalp on it. But guys, two very small risk-free, or not risk-free, but stress-free trades, and made an extra $30 here almost on NVAX. AMD was another one. This was one that I was very proud of today, because we did the same thing. Look, had a massive buy up on the 2-minute candle, and it came all the way up here where I took my first entry, conservative share size, and then it came all the way up again, and I took my second entry with more conservative share size, bringing my average up here, and then finally it got the drop, and I got out here. Now, yes, we can look back, and in hindsight, it's like, well, why didn't you hold on to it? Well, I could have held on to a piece of it, right? But all I was looking for was a nice little pullback, and here's why. Again, one reason why I was also confident of taking this trade was that I had drawn this trend line several weeks back, and we've seen how it touched on it once here, and then it touched on it here, broke out of that trend line, got slammed back down, and then yesterday broke out of that trend line, got slammed back down. So it was kind of coming up to these levels, previous areas of resistance. I figured to myself, even if this does end up having some massive blue sky breakout today, and if AMD ends up finally breaking out to all-time highs, at least I could get out. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of a pullback in these areas, because this has been a really tough area for AMD on multiple occasions, as we can see in the past. So that was another thing that kind of gave me a little bit more of a confirming signal that we should get some kind of a pullback, and that's why I took it here. But you can see, guys, I mean, we got a really nice $41 here, and that was the first trade that I took at 9:37, and I was done by 9:39, made $40. I mean, you really can't beat that. You really can't beat that. And over here going in on, let's see, BNTX, that's another one that we'll go through. Same thing. Look, on the 2-minute chart, what are we seeing here? A massive buy up all the way up to these levels. I started adding here, and I added here with almost a whole nother dollar move, and my only regret is not adding again. I should have added again up here, okay? And I was watching the daily chart, same thing. We've got a lot of bag holders from back here, guys, and as I saw it pushing up on these levels up through 80 and 83 and up to 85, I knew we were going to get at least a little bit of a pullback right back down to that 9 EMA. Again, every single one of these trades I've shown you here, once you get way extended off that 9 EMA, it always returns back to it. And I got out here, didn't even wait for the full move back to the 9 EMA, but we made a quick 26 bucks off of something that only lasted, basically 6 minutes. I was in that trade for 6 minutes and made 26 bucks. You can't beat that, guys. There's a lot of people out there that don't even make 26 bucks an hour. There's a lot of people out there that barely make 6 bucks an hour, okay? But you can see here, once again, as we look at BNTX, look, it gets bought up and returns back to that 9 EMA off that 2-minute chart. Look, NVAX, same thing. It gets massively bought up and then always returns roughly back to that 9 EMA. And this is why you'll often see me get out before it comes back to the 9 EMA, because, on certain strong stocks, it's not always guaranteed to go quite all the way back there, but it does get close. And I think it does get close enough. This is why you average in, because it does get close enough for you to be at least be able to get out with enough of a profit to where it made it worth it for you, right? But again, let's even come back here and look at NIO. Once again, it got bought up all the way up here and came all the way back to that 9 moving average. You can see this happen time and time again on the 2-minute chart. But here's something that we need to keep in mind, and this is something that I definitely had to make sure that I talked about today in the live stream. So there's a chance that sometimes, or there are times when this pullback strategy does not work well, because another major criteria is after it gets this massive buy up, you want to see a flush to the downside. You want to see a flush down to that 9 EMA. You do not want to see back and forth consolidation here, because what happens during this back and forth consolidation? Well, what happens is this 9 EMA, where it was originally all the way down here, as the stock begins to consolidate, this 9 EMA starts crawling up to the stock. So now you're having less and less of a chance of a candle dropping down to these levels, and more of a chance that the candle's just going to meet the 9 EMA as the 9 EMA comes all the way up to meet it. And that's why I went ahead and got out here on WYNN, because I just started to think about it, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to go any further. And this 9 EMA is starting to come up. I'm going to go ahead and get out. I didn't even know that it was going to come all the way back down. I thought at one point, because you can see right here that this candle broke. It broke this level of support here, came all the way down, but then got bought right back up. So when this candle opened here and started to get sold off or started selling off down here, I went ahead and just got out. And I said, you know what? I'll take the $6, $7, whatever it was. I'll just take it because I don't know what WYNN's going to start doing. And sure enough, it did come down to this 9 EMA. But again, you got to think back here. Back here when I was first getting in, the 9 EMA was all the way down here. And when I added up here, the 9 EMA was all the way down here. So I'm looking for a flush now down to these levels. But when it's getting in this consolidation and that 9 EMA is starting to come up and meet around this area, that's when you need to think about getting out, because the story is starting to change. The trade idea is no longer going to be valid. Okay, and sure enough, look, it continued to get this buy up all throughout the day, just this gradual buy up. And so here's the thing that I have to make sure we know. I do not get in on this pullback strategy that I'm working has not had as high of a success rate when you get in on this kind of trading here, when you're just trying to, when there's a gradual push up throughout the whole day. So I don't trade like that. I look for spikes. I look for massive buy up points, kind of like right here. This would have been a good place to get in. But even here, it would have had that point of consolidation, and I would have been a little, sketched out about it. But this is a little bit different because you can see it had a massive breakdown. And so, usually once you have a massive breakdown and then a good little squeeze up like this, you'll still normally get a good move back down, which we did. But anyway, guys, I don't know. Like I said, just to go through the criteria once again, typically the way that I want to see this done is, just like here on AMD, is I want to see massive, huge green candles coming off the 9 EMA. I want them to be way extended over the 9 EMA. I get in with conservative share size, which, by the way, that's the only bad thing about the trade, because if I did call the top here and it ended up coming back, I would have made a little less money on it. You kind of get in hoping that it will continue pushing so that you can build a bigger position and really get a nice massive pullback, kind of like I did here on AMD. And but you want to look for that. You want it to be way overextended on the 2-minute chart, and you want to be able to look up and over, especially on the daily chart, and see other points of potential resistance, right? And then you want to see a nice flush all the way back down. If you start seeing consolidation, that's typically when or I'll say this, if I start seeing consolidation, that's typically when I try to look for a way out and then just reset my position, because odds are it could be bull flagging and getting ready to go on another bull tear. And at that point, you just want to be safe, and better to be safe than sorry, right? But anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you see other people trading that same strategy with that same specific set of criteria. Again, it would be good to know. Let me know down in the comments if you're finding value from this channel, and consider joining us in the live stream. Again, we do trade live right here on the channel Monday through Friday, beginning roughly around 9 a.m. And to all my regulars in the live stream, looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Take care.